So Jason Rasidlo reporting from the San Marino Club. We're here for the SAE Detroit meeting, being joined by
Susan Collett. I am the chairman of the Detroit section.
Okay. So what can you tell us about tonight's event?
Well, it's a real exciting event, and we have the 3 different speakers, and they're all going to talk to us from their perspective regarding the state of the industry.
So how would you say it's been changing?
Well, we think that it's getting better. The economy's getting better, and therefore we're selling more cars, so it's all good news for all of us.
So now how is this event connected to the SAE Congress at Cobo Center?
Well, we are the Detroit section, and we at Congress we have student exhibits as competition, as well as we have a dinner meeting on the Wednesday night, April 14th. And at that meeting, we're going to feature the Ford Fiesta. And otherwise, we're just very related to it, and we support it the best that we can.
So now is this meeting going to discuss Toyota at all with the recalls lately and any of the activities going on there?
No, none of the Toyota recalls, at least not that I know of. It is truly a broad perspective of the automotive industry.
Now, do these meetings go on every month or every quarterly, or how often are they held?
It seems like now it's about every 6 weeks, and then we'll take some time off for the summer and then come back again in the fall.
So what would be the next meeting after this one?
So that will be Congress on April the 14th, the Ford Fiesta. The one after that is the Toyota Sienna, which is on May the 11th.
So any other comments on the meeting today or anything else I didn't ask so far?
Oh, sure. So we hope today's meeting is very informative, and we also have other things for people to attend to, which are like we have a tech fest about infotainment, and we have technical series to help with learning about the technical writing.
Right. So I'm joined by John McElroy of AutoLine Detroit. How are you today?
I'm doing terrific, thanks.
Could you give us some highlights of today's speech here?
Yeah, well, one of the things that I've talked about is the restructuring that's gone on with the big 3. And even though it's been brutal and a lot of innocent people lost their jobs, these companies are now very, very competitive. They can go out in the rest of the world and compete against the best. And very importantly, we can now build small cars in the United States with UAW labor and make a profit on it. That's how big of a change we've had with this restructuring.
So is this your first time speaking at this meeting here?
No, actually, I was here last year, although the meeting itself was not held here. It was still the same people all coming to it, so it's my second time.
Now, you're going to be discussing Toyota at all?
You know, I hope we do. I know there's a lot of people here from Toyota, and I hope they don't shy away from it. I think it's very important to bring up some of those issues.
So are they going to be speaking out like Ford, GM, and Chrysler since they're getting better, or?
Well, I'll talk myself a little bit about Toyota. I don't know where the rest of the discussion will go. That's not under my control.
Any other comments on today's event here?
Well, I'm just amazed at how many people have turned out to this thing. You know, here we are with an industry that's still very, very weak. A lot of people have taken pay cuts, and yet this SAE event's pretty well attended.
And I'm being joined by?
Neil DeKoker. I'm president and CEO of the Original Equipment Suppliers Association.
So what can you tell us about this event going on here today?
Well, the event tonight is really the state of the industry, and Dave Cole from the Center for Automotive Research, Jason Stein from Automotive News, and John McElroy from AutoLine, and myself from OESA are here just to give a brief overview of what we think the state of the automotive industry is, and then answer some questions from the audience.
Now, what will your speech be discussing?
I briefly will basically talk about the supplier industry. We represent about 2/3 to 3/4 of all the employment in the automotive industry, and of course 2/3 to 70% of all the parts that make up a vehicle are made by the supplier community. So we want to talk a little bit about how suppliers are doing as we get through this very difficult period in our history, and what direction we're going in, and what it looks like for the future.
So without giving away your speech, how are the suppliers doing?
The suppliers are doing amazingly well when you consider that we're operating at probably about 50 to 55% capacity utilization. It is absolutely amazing that very few have actually disappeared.
All right. Any other comments on the event today or your speech?
No, I'm looking forward to discussion. I'm looking forward to the Q&A session.